Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Unfiltered Sports here on Thursday night on the OG Network. I'm Shaq Mack. I'm your host of Unfiltered Sports. I'm also the owner of the Delaware Dogs, and I want to give everybody, and I mean everybody, a huge shout out for the utmost support every single day and supporting the Delaware Dogs. I first wanted to start out this show by saying, as always, we're here to bring the heat. We don't care about your feelings. So if your feelings get hurt, so be it. I also want to remind you guys that, you have the opportunity to come live and debate with me on live. So bring your best A game and come live with me, your host, Shaq Mack. Outside of that, I want to just give you a quick update. I know last week on Thursday, we had one of the players for the Delaware Dogs on, Daryl Ellis. This past Tuesday, actually, we had two dogs on the show. It was Kenny Wilson, and we had Cat, and both all three players actually performs very well. They had a great opportunity and a great part of the show. Played a great part of the show, and they love being on the show. And so I really appreciate them for taking the time to get on the show and just to answer some questions that you guys have for them. But today we're just going to freestyle a little bit, and I don't mean freestyle like we're about to pick up the bar and rap, but we're going to freestyle and we're going to talk about a little bit of everything here. And first things first is with the dogs. So as you guys seen on YouTube already, you've seen on Instagram and Facebook already, we advanced in our division championship game that was supposed to be played this Saturday. We were crowned division champions, and we move on to the regional semifinals. So I'm super proud and stoked for Dogs basketball and the organization as a whole, from the players to the coaching staff to the staff in general that's been working hard every single day. If it wasn't for them, this organization wouldn't be where it's at today. And so big kudos to the players and the staff across the board for making this organization a lot better and a huge 360 from what it was in year one. And so we're always looking to improve, and that's my biggest things. I'm my biggest critique, and so I've always wrote down a lot of stuff that I've done wrong and that I can fix to get better for the organization. And so I'm looking to build upon my weaknesses and hopefully grow from there. But biggest thing is that we all know with football, right? Because football is one of America's favorite sports. When I talk about soccer, we talk about America football, and it was free agency. One of the most upsetting things that happened in free agency was I didn't see my favorite team make any good moves, like any good moves at all. I'm talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. They let a lot of people go. Reed Blankenship, we're going to miss you over here. But just know if we play y'all, it's going to be over for you, bro. You're going to get ran over by Shayshawn Barkley. Shayshawn Barkley's going to run you over, Reed. Just be prepared for that. But I just wish that the Eagles did a lot better. I think it's very interesting to see that Geno Smith was drafted by the Jets, and he's now back on the Jets after so long. I think the Jets are trying to tank just like the Raiders did. Raiders got the number one pick, I believe it was this past NFL draft. They got the number one pick, and so the Jets are hoping that the same thing will happen for them. Is that they'll get the number one pick and that they're going to get Arch Manning, which I highly doubt that's going to happen. I think that they may do somewhat decent and actually fall somewhere between like the number 5 to number 10 pick. But we'll see what actually happens for the Jets. You never know. They might actually have a winning season this year. Doubt it, but we'll see. They still got to get through some really decent teams or whatnot. I think it's really funny, and I really hate to laugh at people's downfalls, but the fact that the Patriots lost the Super Bowl, Stephon Diggs got locked up as soon as the game was over, and then he got released shortly after that incident from the Patriots. He had one opportunity to show Josh Allen how it was supposed to be done and winning the Super Bowl, and he failed at it. But then he got locked up, and then he got released from the Patriots. I think that the Patriots should go after Tyreek Hill. We'll see what happens, but if they don't get him, Kansas City will get him. I also just read today that Kyler Murray is now the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. That's a big, big quarterback controversy over in Minnesota. So, Mike Sports Vibe, we got to hear your take on this one. If you are in the chat, if you are listening, Mike Sports Vibes, get in here and let's hear your take on Kyler Murray coming over to be your QB over JJ. This is going to be interesting. Um, I also think that it's interesting to see that a lot of teams like the Falcons and some of these teams that weren't doing so hot picking up some key players to help make their defense or offense better. If I'm not mistaken, the Colts, instead of re-signing Phillip Rivers, they signed Daniel Jones instead. I could be wrong, but I thought I saw that. But it's just interesting overall in general. But I really think that with the Eagles, back to the Eagles really fast, that they have 9 picks in this year's draft. 9 picks. With those 9 picks, I think they should be able to do something decent with them. I'm not saying that these 9 picks are going to be like top notch, but Howie has something up his sleeve with those 9 picks for sure. He's going to get money. He's going to free up cap space. He's going to get better players. He's going to do something mind blowing and unmarkable that's going to help the Eagles get back to the Super Bowl. But I want to take the time out right now to thank everybody for joining in the chat. Thank you for watching live. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe. Please, we really appreciate it. Back to football though, right? I really just think that in general, right now, I think 17 games in the NFL. I think that preseason should get cut down to 2 games and then make it an 18-game NFL season. And then from there, we'll figure out playoffs or whatnot. I like the one and done thing for NFL, but in reality, I kind of would like to see like a best of 3, like best out of 3, boom, play it, and then kind of go from there. Don't know how that will work actually, but I think that would be pretty cool to see because you never know. One of these underdog teams that are like the last seeded team playing the first seeded team could pull off the upset in the best of 3 series. As far as your Steelers going, they ain't doing nothing. They still trying to worry about their head coach. What is he doing? Where he at? He been quiet a lot lately. Very quiet. But sometimes that's good. Sometimes quiet means you got something big planned behind that quietness. I don't know. But we're going to see when it comes to football, when the season starts. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Eagles got a pretty hard season this year coming up as well. But that's because they some top dogs. When the top dogs, they decent, people start coming after you. But that's all right. Ain't got much to worry about with that. But I am telling you all is that it's going to be interesting to see all of this. But let's switch over to basketball really fast because I'm more of a basketball kind of guy. Football is like my second. And so with basketball, right? I like to see the Sixers do their thing. The Sixers did their thing. Yesterday, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Cameron Payne went 8 for 8 at the 3-point line. He went 8 for 8 at the 3-point line and only missed 1 shot the entire game. Crazy. And they were down by 15 points at one time. Then it was another point in time where I think it was yesterday where Tyrese Maxey threw a lob pass from the 3 down to VJ. And what VJ do? Boom! Threw it down. I was hyped when I seen that replay. I was like, yo, Where'd that come from? In all reality, I believe that the Sixers can and will go all the way. Reason I say can and will is because I believe that the Sixers are playing at high level even without some of their superstars. And then from there, I believe that it's going to be fun. It's going to be one of those things where you allow people to it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see how they perform when it comes to the playoffs, because if they get that number 6 seed, they're going to be able to play the number 3 number 3 seed, I think it is, and they're going to outshine for sure. And when they outshine, they're going to prove people wrong, just like the Pistons did in 2004. I'm just excited that they're playing electrifying basketball. Now, when we compare how the Sixers are playing right now to how the Dogs are playing, I would say let's put them two up against each other. Sixers versus Dogs. Man, that would be an electrifying game. It would be very intense and very electrifying. I'm taking my Dogs all the way. I'm a huge Sixers fan, but I'm taking my Dogs if it came down to it. If we had to play an exhibition game, the Sixers versus the Dogs, I'm taking the Dogs over the Sixers, hands down 100%. Because it's about the hustle, it's about the grind, it's about keeping everybody involved and playing your game. And if the Dogs can get the Sixers in a situation where they out of breath and they not playing good basketball, it's going to end bad for them. Dogs all the way. But chat, let's hear in the chat, because this is going to be kind of like the whole topic of today as well. Is what are your thoughts on Bam Adebayo from Miami Heat scoring 83 points in the game the other day? 83 points in the game the other day. Let's hear your thoughts on that one, because it's more to this that I'm gonna get to once I hear everybody's thoughts on this, because I think this is interesting, because it's going to really tie into the talk with Kobe Bryant and kind of go from there. So just yeah, bear with me with this one, but I really think that this is going to be interesting. He scored 83, and it's crazy because his girlfriend, I don't think they're married yet, but his girlfriend plays in the WNBA, and she scored the most points by a WNBA player in history at 53 points. 53 points, 83 points. That's crazy. But for all my OGs in the building, and y'all watch, and I hope y'all watch basketball growing up, some of y'all may have or may have not witnessed Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points in a game. And who did he play for at the time? He played for the Philadelphia 76ers. So 83 points, and they won. He scored 83. Ben could probably test. He might have watched this because he's from Miami, but again, he's just challenged a little bit. But 83 points, and they won the game. I think they only won the game by like 20 points, or could have been 30 points, but 83 points, and they won the game. The fact that he did that is outstanding. I'm not taking no credit away from this man at all for scoring his 83 points. But the only other person, turn it down, the only other person to do that before him was Kobe Bryant, and he scored 81 points. But there's only 3 people in NBA history to score 80 plus points in the game. Again, that first person at 81 points is Kobe Bean Bryant. Second person is Bam Adebayo at 83, and that last person was Wilt Chamberlain for 100 points. So just think how crazy it's going to be. That players are starting to become more dominant against teams that are less dominant. Because right now the Wizards are trash. The Wizards need help. And the fact that Bam took advantage of them and dominated with 83 points is crazy. Steph is close, but he ain't get there yet. His name wasn't even mentioned, so that's crazy. But put a one in the chat, everybody that's in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you want to hear something even more outrageous, not even outrageous, but surreal than what Bam just did, than what Will Chamberlain did, and then what Kobe Bryant did. And to answer your question, Ron, I don't know. The final score was like 130 to like 130 something to like 105 ish, 110 something like that. But it's crazy. But no, so I just found out today, right? Because again, Dogs basketball, my team plays in the American Basketball Association. Many people out there don't know that 4 teams from the American Basketball Association merged into the NBA. Many people don't remember that you got teams like or players like Dr. J who helped take over the NBA and give it its name. Many people don't remember that before the ABA merged with the NBA, there was no 3-point line. There was no slam dunk contest or none of that. The ABA brought it to the NBA. But if people remember, like I just mentioned, Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points. I talked to a good friend of mine, Coach Duck, the owner and the coach of the Atlanta Aliens of the American Basketball Association in the South region. Not that long ago, one of his players beat all of their records. Let's take a wild guess of how many points you thought he scored. He beat Kobe's record of 81 in the game. He beat Bam's record of 83 in the game. And he beat Wilt's record of 100 in the game. He beat all 3 of them. You know it's crazy? That's the correct answer. He scored 105 points by himself. By himself. 105 points by himself in the game. Outscored the entire opponent by himself. And the final score was like 200 and something to who knows what. But it was a blowout.
Why don't you have that?
Just think how embarrassed do you have to be? And to know that it wasn't a one-man team. It wasn't. They played team basketball, but he was on fire. And what happens when you're on fire? You feed the hot hand. You give the hot hand. And guess what? He took over the game like he was supposed to be. The fact that he scored 105 points by himself in a game is outrageous. I'm hyped for him. Like, I'm so hyped. And the crazy thing is that I might get to meet him in person. I might need to get his autograph. I'm just saying. I applaud that young man for what he has done and accomplished in that game. Because nobody in NBA has done that. But the fact that he's done it in the ABA, and the reason that to say that it's not a one man team is because the ABA has unique rules. They have this 3D rule. And so if you get a turnover in the front court and you score, any 2 point become a 3 point, any 3 point becomes a 4 point, and any 4 point become a 5 point. So I'm guessing there was a lot of 3D plays happening in that game. And guess what? A lot of his shots was getting an extra point. So instead of him getting 2 points, he would get three. Instead of him getting three, he would get four. It's crazy. But he did something that no one else has done yet in the game of basketball. Score 106 points. Give that man his crown. He deserves the respect. And the whole reason I'm talking about points being scored in a game by a single person is because I watched this video today, and I every time it just reminds me growing up. Every time, excuse me, every time I shot a paper or something into the trash can or in a basket, I'm yelling Kobe, Kobe. Well, somebody decided that they was going to recreate a video or make a video, and it's instead of them saying Kobe, they said Bam, Bam. Like you screaming Bam, he because he beat Kobe's record of points scored in the game. But let's answer this question: do you go by Bam? Do you go by Kobe? If I'm shooting, my opinion, I'm going by Kobe because I watched both players do it in the game. But Kobe is more my era of basketball, more my style of basketball. So I'm gonna keep going. Kobe, it will always be Kobe. Respect Kobe, respect the Black Mamba. He had an All-Star MVP trophy named after him and everything. So respect them. I'm just saying, like, I'm excited. I'm happy for Bam. But I just don't see players, true ball players running around talking about Bam, Bam. I'm talking about Kobe, Kobe. That's what I'm talking about. But that's what I wanted to talk about today is like, if you shoot the basket, are you going to be yelling Kobe or are you going to be yelling Bam? Are you going to yell Wilt? So that same video, the person, his argument was, well, I didn't see it happen live on TV, so it didn't even happen because it wasn't recorded or whatever, something across those lines. So because it was never streamed live or something like that, it never happened. It was just a funny thing. But it's like, we say that nowadays. Oh, if this doesn't happen or if it's not recorded or whatever. Sorry about that. My mic muted. But like I said, I'm excited. I am very excited to really just be seeing some change happen, right? Some other people dominating, taking over, but this man dominated. He dominated the Wizards. They're trash. But let's hear your thoughts. Your thoughts on this, because I want to hear your thoughts in the chat. So let's hear your thoughts on that. Put your comments in the chat. Let's hear it. And while we got Ben here, right? Because I know Ben is still in the chat here. He's just being quiet and sneaky. I think he's trying to go call his man Malcolm in the Middle to come on the live or whatever the case may be. But what is Miami doing right now in the NFL combine, draft, free agency, whatever? What are they doing right now? Since that's your favorite team. That's what I want to know. Because that'd be interesting to know. You let go your wide receiver after he got hurt, and I haven't really done much since then. Y'all let go of y'all worst quarterback ever, Tua. Oh, my bad. That was your best quarterback. Sorry. So, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Because I'm excited to see this. I'll wait. As a matter of fact, while I'm waiting for Ben to answer, you're trying to get to the Super Bowl. How y'all getting to the Super Bowl? Y'all ain't even got a decent quarterback. Miami Dolphins QB. Let's see. For the 2026 NFL season, the Miami Dolphins are transitioning to Malik Willis as their starting quarterback. He signed to a 3-year, $67.5 million contract with $45 million guaranteed. You ain't taking down nobody. Nobody. Nobody, baby. That's what's happening. Just telling you. Y'all struggling. Let's see who y'all wide receivers are. Let's see. Let's see who your new W1 is, man. You got so Dolphins wide receiver core is undergoing a major rebuild following the release of Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle is established now as the wide receiver one. This is funny. This is funny. Y'all just struggling. Let's see the free agency tracker in general, because I just want to know in general what this is looking like. Because this is just, I think it's funny. Tua, he gone. Actually, what's funny too is that what's his name from Tampa Bay just went over to the 49ers. What the heck is that? I can't remember his name right now. But Hayward signs with the Raiders. The Raiders are actually doing some really heavy hitting in this free agency. I'm really surprised with them. Williams signs with the Cardinals. Steelers agreed to terms with safety Brisker. So where did he come from? The Bears? Yep, he came from the Bears. 49ers release retire edge rusher Huff. Gardner Johnson signs a 1-year deal with the Bills. Tight end Granson signing with the Titans. Kyler Murray signed with the Vikings. Like I said, that is crazy for me to see. Former Steelers free agent receiver Calvin Austin is signing a 1-year, $4.5 million deal with the New York Giants. Sucks to be a Steelers fan right now. Y'all just losing everybody. Bucks added former Lions pass rusher Muhammad. Oh, speaking of free agency, in trades or whatever, how do y'all feel about the Max Crosby trade being the Ravens backing out of that trade? How do y'all feel about that? I think that'll be interesting. If the Ravens not signing him and they're going after someone else for cheaper, but then Crosby's still up there to be, picked up by a team. Come on now, put some respect on Jalen Hurts' name. That's all I'm saying. Dolphins signed wide receiver Tutu Atwell to a 1-year deal. Doesn't impress me. Oh my goodness. You Ben, you sound like you probably around 70, 75 years old. So Ben, I'm still waiting for you. How come you haven't even come on the show yet? I'm waiting for you to get on here live. We can debate this Dan Marino versus whoever quarterback you want, because even if I have to, and I really don't want to, I'll put Terry Bradshaw up there to debate against. I will put different quarterback names up there. See how you like it. I don't know, Ben. You're just a hater. That's all. You are a straight hater. Because all you know is Dan Marino this and Dan Marino that. But who else do you know? I know you know your quarterback got hit so many times that he turned into the dude from Scary Movie. You can't like your quarterback. His hands froze up. He said, "Grab my strong hand." When he was down there, I mean, he was down there on the ground. He got four concussions in one season. I think it was. Could be more. But he said, let me look that up too, because he really, like, when I'm telling you, when he got hit the first time and he was down on the ground and his eyes was closed and everything and his hands locked up and all that. But then shortly after, he got hit again and his hands froze up again like that. And I was like, yo, he really do look like the dude from Scary Movie. He talk about, grab my strong hand, help me up, grab my strong hand. Like, it's crazy. Now, let's see how many concussions he actually had in one season, because you a Dolphins fan. And you should know this. How many concussions had Tua had? Tua has suffered at least four documented concussions in his entire football career, with 3 occurring in the NFL between 2022 and 2024. He was also diagnosed with a concussion during his time at Alabama in 2019. Bro is crazy. Like, does his O-line not protect him? Like, what is really going on here? Is he struggling that bad? That's the crazy part. Bro really need help. Ben, I feel sorry for you, because you should be an Eagles fan, Ben. If not an Eagles fan, a Steelers fan. That's okay. I'll be a hater. I will be a hater. But guys, with that being said, though, I'm gonna give you the rest of your night back, because I don't want to bore you to death no more with this football talk. But appreciate you guys for supporting Dogs basketball. I really appreciate you guys for just tuning in to Unfiltered Sports. I really appreciate you guys for chatting it up with me in the chat. Before I even let you go, though, I do want to show off some stuff, though, because this is crazy. It just came in. You guys are going to get that first look at these new things for next year, because I got them for free. But we got a new look at a new jersey coming in, Dogs basketball. Just saying. Just saying. that's just a sneak peek though. Just a sneak peek. There is a new book bag though. Let me see if the camera will pick it up. I won't really pick it up, but I'll show you. I'll post some pictures of this though. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, and I really hope that you guys have a good night. Tune in, next week on Unfiltered Sports, and I'll make sure I'll get somebody out to the game to record the game for me while I'm on military duty, since I can't make it to that game. So the game will either be in Long Island or Connecticut, and we'll have it streamed, hopefully live if I can get someone out there to record it for me in person. So again, I do appreciate you guys for supporting Dogs basketball, and thank you for being the best part of Dogs basketball. And y'all have a good night.
Fellas, ladies, you're looking for lotions, you're looking for beard oils, but unfortunately everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and they're probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.